That'll suit Confer.
What are your selections, Jen?
Number 2, Fortunata, from number 12, Royalism, and number 7, Fellowship.
All right, as they move in and we take a look at the panel selections, Jingle Bells number 5 is my tip. Stephen Baster is the rider. We'll be hearing from him shortly. But first of all, Dan, what about the tote figures on the upcoming race, the Moet and Chandon?
Open race, Royalism's the favourite, number 12, but you're getting plenty of value about your selection here. Fortunata at $7.90 has been a major move. $6.40 for Archangel, $8 for Fellowship. The main chances on the first page. Only Really Chiming Lass not considered. I hope it's better than $50. Royalism's the favourite, number 12, at around the $4.90 mark. Also Merry Wives as well in the market, number 13. And best then number 11, Visual Displays, who's missed the start her first couple of runs back from a spell. Here's Tim Gossage in the betting ring.
Huge go, number 2, Fortunata. It is still very much over the odds on the tote, $7.60. It's coming about 3 points from double each way odds down here in the ring. It is the best back runner by far. Ruralism is the favourite. Just repeating, Fortunata, a big go in race 3.
1,400 metres is the journey here, starting way over the far side of the course, almost along a continuous turn as soon as they come out of the gates. A man who's ridden this course many times, champion former jockey Roy Higgins. G'day, Roy.
Hi, Pete. How are you, mate?
I'm very well. What did you come up with in the third?
I went with the 7 Fellowship. I like to run very much recently at Caulfield. It was absolutely outstanding run. She's well trained for this. I marked 12 and 13, Royalism and Merry Wives for the placings. Also putting in 3 Archangel. She'll lead and give you a good sight. 7, 12, 13 and 3 for race 3 on the program.
Roy Higgins, who'll be joining us right throughout the day, courtesy of Sport 927. Now, they're getting set quickly here, and only a couple to go in, so unfortunately we won't have time to hear from Stephen Baster. But Gary Willits, I reckon this little mare Jingle Bells has got a terrific each-way chance.
Yes, she's been in great form, won her last 2, and she might get the third leg up here. By gee, this crowd out here, I was just saying to Dan, it looks like Derby Day. I think it might even go past us, like Melbourne Cup Day out here now. But gee, one I liked here that's very good odds is number 11, Visual Displays. Looked beautiful going down to do a sprint down.
Certainly did. It's been tardy out at its last 2 runs, but it often gets back. It did win a race through the Carnival last year. Shane Dye's riding now.
Yes, well, he's got to break through sooner or later. He's too good a jockey not to get a winner up. The other one was Fellowship. I thought looked very well. The 2 and Royalism. And I suppose for all these people here, they'd be Royalism. There's
Peter
great
Hayes.
shot. Peter Hayes, yes.
Has Royalism and Visual Displays.
That's right. And the horses look magnificent. You can see those stalls I was talking about before, those the padding and everything. And I was telling you, Dan, one day when I was an apprentice, I saw 2 horses collide, and the noise was like 2 cars hitting. Both horses were killed, and both jockeys were hurt pretty badly. Well, they're all in, so over to you, Dan.
Grey Lady Julie goes up. This is race number 3, the Moet and Chandon, 1,400. All clear given now, and they're racing. Nakuma a little bit slow, and Visual Displays again missed the start. Jingle Bells jumped away pretty well, and Ruralism trying to lead Fellowship, and also Chiming Lass and Lady Julia up there in the early part, likewise Archangel. So a number of them trying to be on the speed. Just behind them, Amnesia is back to about 6th. Love's Choice is wide around Fortunata. Jingle Bells is back to about midfield now, then Chow Baby. Mrs. Bentley one off the fence. On the rails, Nakuma, then Faith is going up wider, and Visual Displays is back about 3 lengths away. The pace pretty good, 700 to go, and the Grey Lady Julie narrowly in front of Archangel, 2 lengths away third. We've got Ruralism down on the inside of Chiming Lass. Love's Choice is 3 deep, a length and a half to Amnesia, and then came Fellowship and Chow Baby. Jingle Bells buried away on the inside, Faith wide, and then came Fortunata, Confer. Nakuma, Mrs. Bentley, and Visual Displays is last rounding the turn. 500 to go. Lady Julie, the leader from Archangel. Ruralism off the fence third. Amnesia poking up on the inside of it, then Chiming Lass, Love's Choice. Chow Baby to the outside, next is Fellowship, and then Jingle Bells trying to get out. Fortunata, then Faith. Halfway up the straight, though, Archangel joins Ruralism. Wider Love's Choice, Chow Baby, Faith makes ground. A look at Visual Displays storming home. Chow Baby goes up with Fellowship. Visual Displays late. Fellowship Fellowship. Chow Baby Visual Displays the outside. Chow Baby Visual Displays. Chow Baby Visual Displays. They hit the line. Oh, it's only a bob of the head. Nothing between Visual Displays and Chow Baby. Only the bob of the head will decide the winner. Third, we've got not a lot between Fellowship and Faith. Then Ruralism, Jingle Bells, Love's Choice and Fortunata didn't come on. Mrs. Bentley next in from Confer, Amnesia. Then Lady Julie, Archangel. They knocked up with Chiming Lass, Nakuma towards the tail end.
Number 11.
Visual Displays will get it. Well, Shane Dye's broken through. Number 11 coming from last. Missed the kick again, Gary, but from where she was, a wider draw, it probably didn't hurt that much, and the speed was true.
Well, that's right. And, as I said, when I saw it going down the race here in front of those roses, it looked magnificent. And we said Shane Dye had to break through, and there's two great jockeys riding out here, Damien Oliver and Shane Dye. They're not in the picture here, and here they come now. Visual Displays is right on the outside in the pink. Chow Baby, she did a great job because she drew the extreme outside. It's been a great run here, and Visual Displays just gets up right on the line, just puts that head out.
And we've got the warning siren going here. When it goes like that, often it means a late scratching, so we'll keep you posted there.
Yes.
That's a bob of the head. Well, maybe Shane's luck's changed because could easily have gone the other way. What a run, Chow Baby, from the outside gate.
Oh, incredible. Here they go. You can see, one horse hasn't left the stalls.
Now, there was an announcement that went over, but we can't quite hear it from where we are.
Was it number 13? Merry Wives.
Didn't go.
Didn't start, so I think it was well into betting, so there'll be quite a deduction.
It's hold all tickets. That's the announcement, hold all tickets. So if you're wondering why I didn't call Merry Wives, it didn't go.
No.
Let's have a look at the start of the race. Merry Wives has drawn gate number 5, I think it came into with the scratching.
Right.
Now watch it there. Now it obviously doesn't go. It's reared up and it's got caught over the uprights.
Oh, yes.
So it never came out. Well, I would tend to think that the horse reared. There will be an investigation from the stewards. So, Peter, a bit more drama there. Merry Wives not going with him. She seemed to go up, as they say in the greyhound racing, up with the lids.
Yeah, we're going to hear some more about that, and we'll keep an eye and an ear on that situation. But winning trainer Peter Hayes is with me. That was a pretty big performance.
Yes, she did this last year with Basil Marcus on her at this meeting. She won the 3-year-old race, and it's the last race she's won, so she's won these 2 races here. But she showed me at Bendigo that she was back in form and going well in a front-dominated race. But today, you see, all of a sudden, obviously the bias is for horses coming from behind out wide, and we rode her back last and gave her a chance, and she's got up and won, so it was very pleasing.
And you had a spot on today too by the look of her in the yard. Gary Willits was really pleased with her appearance.
Yeah, she was wonderful condition, and she had the run 10 days ago, and it was just everything worked out for her today.
Well done, Pete.
Thank you.
Peter Hayes, the winning trainer. Visual Displays, big performance here in the 3rd race, and Shane Dye returns to the winner's circle. That's a sight we haven't seen too much of, but I'm sure Shane is pretty happy to be there. We'll take a break. You're watching Oaks Day 1999 live around Australia on Network 10. Day at Flemington, and we've just seen the running of the 3rd, the Moet and Chandon. And victory, they're going to Visual Displays, coming from a long way back in the field to just get up and defeat Chow Baby. And we're just waiting to hear more about Merry Wives, and Mark Oaston is keeping an ear on that situation. Speaking of Ladies' Day, here is a lady who blazed a trail for ladies in racing. We remember her as the first of the female jockeys. Linda Jones, good to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, very well, and it must be great to be here on Ladies' Day because you've got a bit of a connection with Ladies' Day as well. You were connected with an Oaks winner of years gone by.
Yes, we did. My husband trained at Oaks winner Mike Tristram Spell in about 1985, so... But to be here on Ladies' Day is really great, and of course to be the first woman to actually ride at Royal Flemington here was absolutely fabulous, because I think of it like being very royal, so it was wonderful, yes, to actually do that.
Jen, I'm sure Linda was a bit of a role model for you.
Oh, look, thank goodness for Linda, because that's the reason we have lady jockeys now in Australia. Linda, that was the situation, wasn't it? In New Zealand, you were a licensed A-grade jockey, and then your trainer wanted you to ride a horse over here. And they had to change the rules, basically, didn't they?
Yes, well, they did. They had no provisions for women riders over here at all. So they did change the rules. I actually rode in Sydney first and then rode here and rode in Brisbane. and Adelaide. So I managed to win the West End Stakes in Adelaide and a nice race in the Labour Day Cup in Brisbane. So yes, it was a pretty testing time in those days, though.
The girls are still finding it quite difficult in Australia to get a lot of rides. What about New Zealand?
Oh no, New Zealand, it's great. They had an apprentice race the other day, and there were 14 runners, and 13 of them were girls. There was one boy. And in the apprenticeship system, there's actually more girl apprentices than boys. So they're very strong, and they've done very, very well. We've actually got Catherine Tremaine was apprenticed to us, and she's been successful.
She's very good.
She's in Singapore at the moment. Linda Ballantyne, she's been another one that's done very well. Lisa Croft. So the New Zealand girls have actually gone worldwide and been very successful.
And the lady riders all over the place, Linda, have come along in leaps and bounds, because I think there are a lot of critics when ladies first started riding in races. A lot of that was to do probably with chauvinism and nothing else.
Did we get any of that, Linda? I can't remember that.
Not at all.
But that criticism is not around anymore.
It still is a little bit over here. There still is that criticism over here that people aren't prepared to put a girl on. As you can see, like today, there's no girls riding, and there's some very good riders in Australia. But in New Zealand, it's just they're just treated as Al Jones, Estai, whatever, and they're just treated like a normal jockey, and they ride very, very well.
Well, it's a delight to see you here at Flemington on Oaks Day, and seeing you've got that connection going back to My Tristram's Bell. Can you give us the winner of the Oaks this afternoon?
Well, I can but try, and I actually like. What have I got here?
My Sienna?
My Sienna, yes.
Oh, well.
My Sienna.
Oh, let's hope so.
It won very well the other day, and I think it can win.
I agree with you. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Linda Jones joining us here on Oaks Day. Mark Oaston has some news after the running of the third race. What have you got, Mark?
Yes, Peter, there was some suggestion that Mary Wise wasn't given every opportunity to start in the race. As you said, the horse got its legs over the top of the stalls, but the stewards have had a good look at the field, and they've suggested that Mary Wise was given every chance, so she was deemed a runner, and correct weight has been given.
Thank you to Mark Oaston. So let's have another look at the start and this controversial incident that happened at the start of the race. Mary Wise coming out of gate number 5, and watch it here. There it is circled, and this can be a frightening thing. Just speaking to Jenny Chapman about lady jockeys, that is a frightening thing for any jockey, and he could have been badly hurt there, Darren.
Good here. The horse just stayed there as well, and let's hope the horse is all right too, because she does have quite a deal of ability as well.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that we've got to understand about this too, Jen, and the people who back Mary Wise might feel a little bit hardly done by, but it was simultaneous, the gates opening and the horse going up. Now, had that have happened prior to the gates opening, it may have been a different thing.
It could have been, but I think what you'll find is she has been deemed a fair start in that, but she's just reared and done the wrong thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you've done your money there, but let's find out with the correct weight signal after the running of the third what the official Super Tab dividends were, and here is Dan Malicki.
And the visual displays are up now, $14 and $4.40 for number 11, $4.50 Chow Baby, and $3 for Fellowship. Trifecta 2,166.60, Quinella 129.30, Exacta 268.80, and the race-to-race double $42.90. So the followers of Shane Dye finally came good. He's had an incredible run of placings throughout the carnival, finally broke through. Perfect ride from Damien Oliver. Bit of value there, Tim, and bookies would have been happy about it.
Yeah, certainly was, Dan. They left the money in the bag, though, with a very strong plunge on number 2, Fortunata. In this next race, 2 horses have opened up equal favourites. Down the bottom, Stockwatch, number 10, and also number 3, Glass Cutter. And an Oaks update is that My Sienna is a clear-cut favourite, but a strong tip in the betting ring for Tributes, the John Hawkes trained galloper, Peter. And at the moment, I suppose Stockwatch would be the omen bet on Oaks Day.
Could very well. There might be a few omen bets here today, and Tim Gossage will be keeping us up to date with all of those, and especially the money in the ring. There are the tote figures for race 4. We see the favourite there is number 10, and that is Stockwatch, the one that Tim Gossage thinks is the omen bet. What did you like, Jen?
Well, I'm going with number 3 here, Peter, Glass Cutter. Just had no luck at his last couple of runs, and I think he's a real class horse in the race. For number 2, Just Nelson, and number 5, Bold Front.
Gee, it's a tough race. I've gone for Glass Cutter as well. Richard Friedman's gone for Just Nelson. I think it goes around in this race every year, doesn't it, Just Nelson?
Yes, it's had a few.
Busy Toy for Letzi and Dan Malicki, and Stockwatch for Gary Willett. So we've come up with a few tips there for race 4 on the card, the Myer Plate. And I do mention this every year, but this is one of the hardest races that Dan Malicki will call for the carnival. From the race calling point of view, normally when there is a grey in the race, you don't bother learning the colours that much because you know it's a grey horse, you can pick it out. But when there are 10 greys in the race, then it makes it a bit tougher.
Yes, it does, Peter, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. It's always a great spectacle.
Jen,
Yes.
Turn to the camera. You've
I've
got
lost my
something growing
earpiece.
out of your ear.
I thought I had lost my earpiece.
There you go.
Yes.
Stick it back
Thank
in
you.
there. We might take a break while
That's a
you're
good idea.
readjusting your earpiece and your jewellery and your hat.
Thank you.
And you are watching Oaks Day 1999 live and exclusive around Australia on Network 10 and in many parts of the world. I hope you're enjoying it.
She was a special mate to me. She was fantastic. Gave me the really kick I needed. It was my 60th winner, outrode my claim, my first Group 1 winner. We come at the right time and the winner for Buck Cummings.
Yeah, that was another special day, just because of the association with Brian and Bob Lapointe and Robert Sangster, and she was raced by a big syndicate. She was only a dead set pony. She'd won the Wakefield the week before with 9 stone, and Shower Rain was round. She revelled in the ground and it was a good gutsy effort to win the Oaks that year.
Yeah, she was a filly who just improved out of sight from nowhere. She went from being an average filly in the winter, she just kept on improving. Won the 1,000 Guineas. I didn't win that on her, but she was narrowly beaten in the Vars at Moonee Valley, and she won the Oaks in a canter, and she was probably the top filly of her year.
Oaks memories of years gone by, including Jimmy Cassidy looking for victory number 5 today. Let's go to the presentation after the Moet and Chandon and join the Business Development Manager of Moet and Chandon, Mark Durrell.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honour to be here with you today and for Moet and Chandon to be the champagne sponsor for the Victorian Racing Club for its 5th year running. Many people have had some wins in the last 3 days of the carnival, and I'm sure plenty of people are celebrating with a glass of Moet and Chandon. I'm pleased today to announce or present to you the owners of the winning horse today, Visual Displays. On behalf of PB Devitt, L.C. Gordon and the late estate of C.S. Hayes, Mr. Les Gordon will be taking the trophy.
And there's Visual Displays striding to the line, coming from well back in the field, getting up to win the 3rd, the Moet and Chandon. And as we said to Peter Hayes after the race, and as Gary Willett so correctly pointed out before the race, that that mare looked in terrific form and ran right up to the way she looked. As does this lady, Sandra Sully in the Channel 10 marquee.
Thanks, Peter. You know, to all our viewers at home, we hope you stay put and stick around. We've got an array of celebrities and interesting people who are going to pop by to say good day. And some of those great stars this afternoon, fingers crossed, Mr. Hollywood himself, John Michael Housen's going to pop in. And also we're hoping to catch up with the World Cup winning Australian netball team. So let's hope and stick around. As I said, look forward to that interview. We're looking forward to catching up with the girls themselves. I know they had a big day yesterday, a ticker tape parade through the streets of Sydney, and so let's turn out a great welcome for them here in Melbourne. Well, there is no doubt the Melbourne Cup has been a benchmark for horse racing in this country throughout the century, but it has also provided a fascinating insight into the changing face of fashion.
November 1939, the time when Melbourne ladies prepare for the social event of the year, the Melbourne Cup. It was a chance to pull out all the stops and dress to the nines. And of course, a lady would never be seen in public without her gloves. November 1999, and the party's already started. But now fashion at Flemington knows no bounds. Fun, colour and a dash of daring are the order of the day. And Melbourne's designers show us everything from glamorous to totally outrageous.
Yes, I got me hypnotized.
Melbourne Cup is another year to remember.
And our sincere thanks to one of Melbourne's landmark hotels, the Windsor, for some of those terrific locations in that story. Just a reminder, another snippet of the Magi Phantom Race Call, the race of the century. That's coming your way a little later this afternoon. Don't forget your chance to win 2 tickets to the Derby in America. So fingers crossed, and as I said, stick around, look out for that, because another snippet of the big race will be coming your way very soon. Just as more of Network 10's live and exclusive coverage of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, Crown Oaks Day, coming to you right after this break.
Day 3 of our carnival, Oaks Day, an afternoon for the young ladies to shine both on and off the track. And the 4-legged fillies have their moment in the sun in the VRC Crown Oaks. There's only one lady trainer involved, racing's first lady, Gai Waterhouse, who'll saddle up the classy filly, Dan Glisser, looking to make it 6 wins from 12 starts. Chris Muntz has the seat. Her chief rival, Tasmania's home, My Sienna, outstanding in her wakeful win on Saturday. The emotions will run high if Ted Buckingham and Greg Hall find themselves in the winner's stall today. John Hawkes sends out Oaks trial winner Trivius, while Lee Friedman is in search of Oaks victory number 3, with ultra-consistent filly, the Golden Dame, to be partnered by Damien Oliver. And this little girl, Normandy, Raymond Shane Dye, hoping for a change of fortune. Perhaps Shazoo can complete the 1,000 guineas Oaks double for trainer Michael Moroney. And Jimmy Cassidy is looking for some consolation after his luckless passage in the big one. Can the little grey filly, Smites' Rivalry, provide an Adelaide victory? Or will the man of the moment, the master, J.B. Cummings, add an 8th Oaks triumph to his 11 cups, with the lightly raced and promising Beat the Fay? It's as old as the famous Melbourne Cup. It was first run in 1861. And today, this huge crowd at Flemington is ready to acclaim the 139th to join the honour roll as the champion filly of her day in the VRC Crown Oaks.
Yes, Grand Archway, one of last year. I wonder who's going to take it out this year. Sentimental favourite, My Sienna. A lot of hopes on Dan Glisser. I'm not a racing expert, but, you know, I'm going by instinct. I just have a feeling. Don't know what it means. Fingers crossed, it might mean some money in my wallet. And to yours, you never know. Now, one man who's just joined the team, and it's great to have him on board. Ed Phillips is in the Saab Marquis. Ed, who have you managed to track down, or is it a car?
All the magic super duper marquees are, and as you can see by the flags, the fabulously named Marquis de Saab is behind me. Plonked right in front of the marquee for all the Saab guests is their brand new Saab. And I've found the managing director of Saab as well, Bob Marin. How are you, the Saabo?
Yeah, good.
How's it going in the big marquee?
Really well, really well. We're having a lot of fun in there, and so far I personally have not lost any money.
Not lost a cent? What's the secret?
Don't bet.
Don't bet at all?
Don't bet.
All right. Now, I do see a lot of people wearing these little cups.
Pin, yeah.
What's the story behind the pin here?
We're running a pin and win competition where you buy one of these, yep, and then we'll conduct a draw, and somebody will win one of our Saab convertibles.
So you can win a Saab, just by turning up today and getting one of those pins.
And the proceeds go to Riding for the Disabled, so it's a charity thing.
So that sounds like a safer bet, Bob, by the sounds of things. Don't bet on the GGs. Come and get one of those cups.
On this, yeah. Absolutely.
All right. We'll let you get back to the champagne. Enjoy your afternoon.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Might have a snooze in this a little later. Looks all right.
We'll find you. There's no escape, Ed Phillips. There is no escape too. If you'd like your chance to win the Magic competition throughout this week, we're giving you another snippet of the Race of the Century Phantom Call this afternoon, so keep an eye out for that one. Well, race 4, the horses are in the mounting yard, Pete and Jen. Now, Pete, I know that your mum likes to back a grey, but what's she going to do in this race?
Well, she's going to have a lot of trouble, Sandra, because they're all greys in the Maya Plate. Every year, the ghostly greys, they make a wonderful sight, and here they are in the mounting yard, Jen, and we'll have a look through these runners and start off with number 1, Kailan, and it's to be ridden by by Vlad Jurek, and there's not much of this one.
Not a lot at all, and so the 58 kilos here is a bit of a worry. 22 starts on the dry track, no wins there, so I'm not all that keen on his chances.
Just Nelson's been here and done that before. He goes around in this race. I think he's been around probably 2 or 3 times now. Mark Flaherty is the rider for Mark Bairstow at Geelong.
Just Nelson has won fresh before, and I think the 1400 metres will suit him here today. Well drawn in barrier 13, and a chance, definite chance.
What about the one we've gone for, number 3, Glass Cutter? Dale Short, the rider for Barry Barnes at Cranbourne.
He wouldn't win any beauty awards, that's for sure, having a look at him in the mounting yard, but he is the class horse of the field. He's had no luck at his last couple, and he's going to be very hard to beat.
4 Busy Toy, Brett Preble for Brian Cox at Wodonga.
Ordinary effort there at Echuca for Busy Toy at his last start. I don't like his chances.
5 Bold Front, Wayne Treloar, the rider for Bill Douglas at Ballarat.
This is a horse that can go forward in his races, and he's likely to set the pace here. I think he's suited in this class, and he's some chance in the race.
There was a grey nickname, Mighty Ming, a few years ago, the Great Ming Dynasty, but this one, its name is Mighty Ming. Darren Gauci, the rider for Shane Fisher.
He's likely to be running on at the end, Peter. He's a stayer, so look for him over further later on.
And Greg Childs has hopped aboard number 7, Lorenza. Steve Clifton at Seymour as the trainer.
Well, Lorenza's been out of form for quite some time, and it's pretty hard to be on her.
Michael Barlow, the rider of 8, Silver Seraphim for Grant Dalziel at Cranbourne.
Grant Dalziel's actually won this race a couple of times with Crepitus and Ultra Smug, so I'm sure this horse would be set for this race, and he certainly can measure up here.
Number 9 is trained by Hayes, not Peter, but Mary Ann Hayes at Caulfield, Ancona Edition, Stephen Baster, the rider.
Well, Ancona Edition only battled at Pakenham at his last start, and certainly this is not easier for him.
And the one that came up favourite on the tote was Damien Oliver's ride, number 10, Stockwatch, trained by Peter Tennant at Geelong.
Definitely got a chance in this race. Only a 4-year-old, fairly strong effort there at Geelong, and in quite a good Class 1 race, so possibly up there on the speed and some chance in the race.
What's your tries, Jen?
Number 3, Glass Cutter from number 2, Just Nelson, and 5, Bold Front.
Glass Cutter's my pick as they go to the gates with another grey. The one that won the Melbourne Cup in 1992, the mighty Sub-Zero. We'll take a break from Network 10's live and exclusive coverage of Crown Oaks Day 1999. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching around Australia. There's a crush in most areas here at Flemington today, out on the lawns, and a hub of activity in the betting ring. Tim Gossage can bring us up to date with more information prior to the Myer Plate, race 4.
Peter, Glass Cutter and also Stockwatch have really held favouritism throughout this race. There is a bit of specking though for the top weight Cahilan at very big odds, $26 on the tote, much shorter in the bookmaker's ring.
And with me is a bloke who knows a thing or two about the fillies, and I'm talking about the 4-legged variety because he won the Oaks on several occasions, Roy Higgins.
I think about 5 times.
Just the 5, was it?
Yeah, 6 in Sydney.
Oh, OK.
I hold the record in Sydney of all places. Here what we should do, Pete, is just base our thoughts around the grey, and we should find a winner. Here I did like the look of the 10 here, Stockwatch. I saw this horse win at the Geelong Cup meeting. He's only had the 3 starts. He's been in the money each of those starts. He was very strong there. D. Oliver on board. You're going to get a good sight here. The 8, Silver Seraphim. This horse won a Class 1 at the Moe Cup meeting. A nice horse. Grant Dalziel has a lot of success with the greys. I think he's won this race probably on 2 or 3 occasions, actually. And this does have an appearance that he's set him for this race. Of the others, the 4, Busy Toy, and 5, Bold Front would be the picks. I marked them 10, 8, 4 and 5 for the race for the greys.
The thoughts of champion jockey Roy Higgins, courtesy of Sport 927. Runners moving into the gates here. Wayne Treloar is riding number 5, Bold Front. Let's see what he had to say about his chances to Mark Aston.
Wayne, what chance on Bold Front?
Oh, well, I hope we've got some sort of chance.